So this problem here, by the way, it's the 13th day of September. Should be half over, won't it? A nurse needs to give each of her patients a shot of 3.5 cc's of a medicine. She has 26 patients and only 75 cc's of medicine. Would she need more medicine, or would she have medicine left over, and how much, if that's true? Watch. Let's take up, let's keep up with the units. It's 3.5 cc's per what?
Per patient.
Per patient. Okay? Now I want to get rid of the patient, don't I?
Yeah.
But watch. There's 26 patients. What am I left with? Yeah, but what's my units? cc's. And it tells me to do what to that? Multiply.
Okay, I was making sure I wasn't. I was like, I'm missing something. I have to be.
No.
Now, we don't have to do all that work on the test, do we?
Depends on whether you want to get the right answer or not.
3.5 cc.
Depends on whether you want to get the right answer or not.
I do have the right answer. I just didn't do it that way. I literally just took 26 times 3.5 minus 71 or minus 75.
I'm hurt that you wouldn't want to do it my way. I'm just crushed, actually. Just crushed.
You look like it. I see the disappointment all over you.
It's all over me, yeah. There's something all over you. I'm just not sure it's disappointment. Let's get an answer before we forget. You gotta get the right one of these. Well, now we know it's going to take how many cc's? But we only have how many? 75. So if you take 75 and subtract 91, you're going to get what? A negative number? Negative 16, didn't it? So the nurse needs an additional
Do we have to write that on there?
Let me explain something. So, no, you don't have to write all that, but I do, because it's my job. Now, hopefully when you study for the test and you look at the PDF file of this, and you say, where'd that 16 come from? Oh, the nurse needs an additional 16. So that's why I write it all down. Besides the fact, I like to watch myself write. I like to hear myself talk too. They don't pay me much, but I get to talk.
Well, I like to watch you write.
I'm just not very good at
I can
it.
read your writing way better than mine.
I'm not too proud of my writing, but I soldier on. All right, so that wasn't bad, was it?
No.
Well, let's see what else we got here. Ooh, tires. I think it's funny, you go out, driving around, you see a spot in the road where some young male has obviously did a tire burnout, and all this black stuff's there, and I'm thinking, you have to pay for that. That's your tires you're leaving on the road there. You're going to have to go get a new set of tires. Anyway, live and learn. So the AOK Tire Company will sell you 4 tires complete for $475. Meanwhile, the really cheap tire company will sell you tires for $115 a piece, plus $3 each for mounting and $4.50 per tire for balancing. You know, a lot of places charge for all that stuff. Which is a better deal, and by how much? Well, there's a couple of different ways you could do this. How about this? Let's look at really cheap, because we know what the other one cost. So for really cheap, for one tire, it's going to be what? $115 plus what? Plus $3 plus $4.50. Okay, is that all? Yeah. So let's add that up and see what per tire is going to be. 115 plus $3. Three's all I need there, isn't it? Plus $4.50. I should put all the decimal places in there. So what y'all get? 122.50. Now, we also need to know what it's going to charge. They're going to charge, I guess, for 4 tires. So that's going to be 4 times 120. I can't even talk today. 122.50. I'm reminded when my daughter was young, she liked to watch Toy Story, the video, but she just said Toy Toy. We all knew what that meant. I guess the video I watched more than any other was Beauty and the Beast. She also liked Pinocchio.
My oldest one liked John Wayne. He watched every John Wayne movie. He knew he was going to do it.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, when she first started watching, she couldn't say Pinocchio, so she'd say no. And then it went to Noki no. So we're making progress here.
My little niece, she calls it asparagus. Asparagus.
And I hate to admit, yes, but I let my kids watch Disney movies while I worked on school stuff. That was the plan. Of course, by the time my son come along, there was SpongeBob. He'll soon be 19. He still watches SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah, SpongeBob.
Yeah, well, Patrick gets all the good lines. There's at least 3 different times Patrick gets to look around and say, "Who are you people?" I love those. Who are you people? Is everybody okay with that? Well, we didn't decide, did we?
No, we did not finish.
We did not. Let me fix this real quick. So, look at that. So which is the better deal?
Well, we got to subtract the 490 from the 475. So we can find out the difference, which is $15. So the better deal is 475 by $15.
So that's A-okay, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's important to be able to figure that out, though, isn't it? We don't want to spend that other $15. All right, everybody okay with that? All right. Number 10, Ralph drives his personal car on a business trip. His company reimburses him 43 cents a mile. He drives 795 miles in a 2-week period. How much will he receive from his company for the use of his vehicle? Not enough, because it's worth more than 43 cents. I need to change that. Well, here's what I recommend we do. I would do this. Wait a minute. Let me get back over here. It's the right thing. I'm going to write down the miles here. 795 miles times miles here. And I'm going to change the 43 cents to dollars. Okay, because that's what he's going to get paid in. I hope he doesn't get paid in pennies. And notice I wrote it like this because that cancels out. And you'll notice, and I did this on one of those problems on Tuesday, and I thought about it later. I didn't explicitly point out to you why this works, because I can do this because we are told that we can equate 43 cents and a mile. Okay, so if something's equal to something else, you can interchange them as necessary, or in this case, if you do this over 1 mile, that's really equal to 1. And if you multiply something by 1, you haven't changed its value numerically, have you? But we've changed the units. That's why this works. Okay? And it's pretty handy. And I use it a lot. Okay? So that's why we can do that. And you'll notice I put what the units I want to get rid of typically goes in the bottom, and the units I want to convert to goes in the top part of that fraction. Then I just write in my numbers. Everybody see what I said there? So in this case, I'm going to multiply 795 times 43 cents, or 40.43 of a dollar, over, I need a 1 there, don't I? Over 1 mile. And that lets me change the units. And it also tells me where to put my numbers. So, you know, if you're sitting there thinking, do I multiply, do I divide, what do I do? Well, write the units down. You know? So, calculator. I don't know about y'all, but I'm awful tired of that thing over there making that racket.
Oh, I think you're allowed to shut these ice cream maker.
Ice cream maker. Huh. But at least you get ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't. We don't get nothing out of there. I guess we get some cold air. Well, the thing is, at one time we had a pretty crappy air conditioning system.
No, like the one down at Cox Building, it was 80 degrees in the kitchen today.
Probably.
I know it wasn't.
So the college business officer somehow found the money to, you know, work on this. And he was so proud of himself. And I looked at him one day and I said, did you ever think about how much noise they make? And he got this funny look on his face. Like, noise in a classroom is a problem? Duh. $341.85. That's what I got. What y'all got? Are we okay with that? Keep up with the units, guys. Tells you where to put the numbers. Okay. All right. See what else we got. I can't remember if I think we did this. Currency conversions.
I don't think so.
Well, let's think about this. What do you see there? 0.76 Singapore dollars equals 1 US dollar.
So it's basically 24 cents short.
Let's not make this harder than it is. All right, we have an equality. We just got through talking about the fact that if you got an equality, you can rearrange it any way you want to manipulate the units. So, we start out with a $48,500 car, and that's US. And we want to wind up with Singapore dollars, don't we? So look, do we have a conversion between Singapore dollars and US dollars? We do, don't we? 1 US equals 0.76. And the reason I wrote it like that is I can do this. So my units wind up to be what? Singapore dollars. So, calculator. What I've discovered here is if I multiply 48,500 times 0.76, I have converted it to Singapore dollars, haven't I? So I think you usually write it like this: $860, and put the Singapore out there. Now really, this is the same kind of problem we just got through working with. I remember the problem we had on Tuesday. It was the grapes.
Yeah.
This is just like grapes. It's the same concept. So my point is, there's a lot of problems you don't look at it and say, I've never seen that problem before. It's the same kind of problem you've been working. If there's something in there that says something equals something else, you can use this. You can change units. Keep up with the units. It'll tell you where to put the numbers. Okay? Let's do it. Everybody okay with that? Now, I remember doing this. We were going to get some carpet. All right, we are considering floor treatments for a room 17 feet by 14 feet. By floor treatments, we could be talking carpet. Carpet is typically sold in what type of units? Square yards. Or we might be looking at some sort of hardwood or tile. And that's usually sold in units of what?
Square feet.
Square feet. Okay, so we got to know both these, don't we? Well, we start out with units of feet, so let's figure that one first. So the area in square feet equals 17 feet by 14 feet. Now notice the units there are feet times feet, or feet squared, or square feet. Okay? That's where that comes from. Area is always a square measurement. Okay? Volume is always a cubed measurement. 17 times 14. What'd y'all get? 238 of them square feet. Now, somehow or other we got to get to square yards. Now we could convert 17 feet and 14 feet to yards and then multiply that. That doesn't seem terribly handy. I mean, it's doable. I can show you how to do it. Why don't we try this? I said feet and I actually wrote it down. Let the record show I do know how to talk. I just like to have fun too. In square feet. Watch this. I can take the 238 square feet, and I'm going to write it like this. Feet times feet. That's square feet. That's another way of writing square feet. Now, I want to go to yards. So I want to get rid of the feet. And I want to wind up with yards. So if I write it like that, that guy is going to cancel out that guy. But I'm not done yet, am I? I need to do the same thing again, don't I? So multiply again. Feet and yards. And now this time, that feet will cancel out that feet. And what am I left with as far as units? Yards times yards, or square yards. Well, that was handy, wasn't it? Now, I got to put in my numbers. 1 yard is how many feet? So I got to do that twice, don't I? Okay? Square yards. And what this is telling me is I can take the 238 multiplied by 1 times 1, which I don't even have to do that, and then divide it by 3 times 3. And if you got one of these calculators, which I had before I made it go away, we can do this. 238 divided by parentheses 3 times 3, close parentheses. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, well, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, I'm all right with that. Just put the 9 in. Okay, I'm just showing you the long way. So I get 26.44 square yards. Who would have thought? Screenshot. Paste the bundle. Okay. That wasn't bad, was it? Let's see what else we got. I think we got enough room here. All right, Felix banks at Roll Federal Bank. His August 31st, 2016 bank statement shows a $276.80 balance. So why don't we just write this down as we go through here? I like to put the checkbook on the left. That's no particular reason. I just got in that habit. So the checkbook is showing $762.80. No, the bank does. Wait, I got that in the wrong place, don't I? I'll just erase that. I wasn't reading carefully enough, was I? Let's see. So the bank I like to put on this side. So the bank is 762.80. And the checkbook at the same point in time is 799.80. Okay. Now, I kind of like to do that. All right, we dealt with those two. Checks for 130, etc., 66, etc., 102, etc., haven't cleared the bank at this time. So ask yourself the question: which one of the two, the checkbook or the bank, doesn't know about these checks? The bank, because hopefully you wrote them in your checkbook register when you wrote the checks, hopefully. But the bank doesn't know about this, so we need to put those on the bank side, and since they are checks, we put negative signs in front of them, don't we? So these are checks. They're technically outstanding checks. Okay, so we dealt with that, and that. Felix made a $120.15 deposit that doesn't show up yet on the bank statement. Well, it tells us about that, doesn't it? So we get to write this over here too, don't we? Under the bank, 820. It's like he mailed this in. Now, deposit is a plus or a minus? Yeah, we want more of those. His mortgage payment of $617.30 is made directly from the bank. So which side does not know about the mortgage payment? His checkbook. So it's a payment, so that's going to be a minus. So that's the mortgage. Okay, so we dealt with that number. And let's see, his IRS refund was sent directly to the bank as well. So which side does not know about that? The checkbook, and it's a refund, so that gets to be a positive, doesn't it? If I get enough zeros in there. All right, have we accounted for all the numbers? I think so. So now we can add them up, see what we get. And this is just one more situation we're having the graphing calculator with the big screen here. Makes your life a whole lot easier. Because you can see all the numbers that you put in there. And if you happen to make a mistake, you can go back and edit it too. So for the checkbook, I get $1,282.50, and that'll be the new balance. But if it's right, that'll be the new balance for the next period. So, boy, that IRS refund was nice, wasn't it? We should get one of those every week or two. Now let's add this one up. 762.80 minus 130.75 minus 66.80 minus 102.90 plus 820.15. Check my numbers. Okay. Pull the trigger, and guess what? I get the same number on each side, which means I have reconciled my checkbook. I'm going to squeeze that in there and hope y'all can read that. All right there. Because I'm at the bottom of the page. All right, is everybody okay with that? Wish we had that much money. Okay. Oh, I cut that off. This is actually problem what? 14. I'm not sure why I cut off that. Didn't need to. All right, C7 cash discount. Wonder what that means. Chapter 7?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm trying not to think.
Okay. C7 stands for Chapter 7. All right. Cash discount further tells you it's a cash discount problem. Boy, somebody took all the suspense out of this, didn't they? All right. Local shoe store ordered 50 pairs of tennis shoes from Nike for $85 a pair. Terms were 410, 220, net 60. Invoice was dated October 15th. Shoe store paid on October 28th. What should have been the amount of the check? First thing we have to do is what? It's over 15 pairs, and in keeping up with the theme that I've been using all along, 15 pairs times $85 a pair. Oh, you're right. I guess I saw the October the 15th. 50. Okay? So we're going to wind up with dollars here, which is good. 50 times 85, press enter. So the gross amount looks like it's $42.50. All right, everybody okay with that? Now, we've got an invoice date, we've got a paid date. So I like to put the paid on top. So paid October 28th, invoice October 15th. Now I know we can do this in our head, but we need to practice. Humor me, look it up in your little chart that I worked so hard to print out for you. So the 28th is the 301st day. Meanwhile, the 15th is the what? What is it? 288th day. You subtract that and what do you get? 13 days. So do we get a cash discount? So it's going to be a 2% cash discount. By the way, there was no trade discount in this problem. Okay, so we would have considered that first, but there wasn't any, was there? Okay. And really, if you think about it, these $85 pair of what we paid for them, we're going to sell them for $150. So that's the markup. But anyway, so we get a 2% discount. So the amount to pay is going to be $42.50. Now what? What are we going to do now?
Find your, is it component?
Complement.
Complement, those are
Yeah. See up here, 2% equals 0.02. What the book refers to as the complement of this is 1 minus that, 0.98. So that's what we're going to multiply. That gives us the amount we're going to pay. If you wanted to know how much we saved, you'd multiply the 42.50 by 0.02. But we want to know what we got to pay. So with this calculator, all I got to do is press the multiplication, and it brings down the previous answer. So what'd y'all get? 41.65. Okay? All right, moving right along. I get the number this time. I don't know why I cut it off last time. I don't need that. Copy. Paste. C7. Wonder what that means. Trade and cash discount with ROG. Ooh, wonder what that means. Receipt of goods. And there's a trade discount. Okay, now we deal with that first. So, Levin Furniture buys a living room set with a $4,000 list price. You could buy every piece of furniture I ever had for a lot less than that. And a 55% trade discount. Freight is $50, not included in the list price. What is the delivered price, including freight? So, some point we got to add the freight in. With a cash discount of $210, net $30, receipt of goods. Invoice date April 8th. Furniture received April 19th. Invoice paid in full April 25th. So, first thing you want to do is figure the amount due after the trade discount. I didn't do too good job of writing that. So let's see, 55%. It is 0.55, isn't it? So to get the amount we're going to pay, or need to pay, we need to find the complement of that. So 1.0 minus 0.55 is what? 0.45? So the amount due is 4,000 times 0.45. Calculator. 1,800 dineros. Okay? So that's the amount after the trade discount, before any cash discounts have been applied. So next we need to think about, do we qualify for a cash discount? So we'll look through here and it says invoice paid April 25th. So paid April 25th. And ROG's receipt of goods, that happened on April what? 19th. Now again, we can do this on our heads, but humor me, we need to practice. The 25th is 115, isn't it? And then the 19th is 109. You subtract that, you get 6 days. So do we qualify for anything? So 11 gets what? $2 cash. Discount. Somehow or other we've stopped writing way over in there. Must not be hitting it just right. All right, to do that, what are we going to do? Yeah, we got to find a complement. So 2% converted into a decimal is 0.02. The complement of that is 1.0 minus 0.02. And again, that's 0.98, isn't it? So the amount paid now is going to be $1,800 times 0.98. And times 0.98. $1,764. Now, are y'all okay with this? Yeah, we got to deal with the freight. And I should have probably called this, how about the net? How about amount paid before freight? Okay. So now I can say the amount paid including freight. Freight was what, $50?
Yeah.
And again, if I with this type of calculator, if I just hit the plus sign, it gets the previous answer, which is that. Saves you a lot of typing, or keying in, I guess. 1,814 dineros. Okay? Have we accounted for everything now? Let me copy this over. Okay? Everybody okay? All right. We got one more, don't we? Number 16, C7. Wonder what that means. Chapter 7, trade and cash discount with EOM. What's EOM mean? End of the month. I mean, remember there's two variations of that. Okay? Intel Corporation bought equipment worth $14,000 from Bally. Invoice dated July 23rd with 210 end of month terms. Now, as soon as I read that end of month, July 23rd is before or after the 25th? It's before. So that's the part that we're going to apply, which basically means we get 2% if we pay by the 10th of the following month. Okay, so we already figured out what that means. Intel receives a 40% trade discount as well. Invoice is paid August 5th. How much is paid? So, first things first, what's the first thing you do? You always do the trade discount first. So, to calculate the trade discount, I'm kind of running downhill there somehow. One thing, my chair keeps getting further away. 40% turned into a decimal is 0.40. The complement is 1.0 minus 0.40 or 0.60. Okay, everybody okay with that? So the amount after the trade discount is going to be 14,000 times 0.6, isn't it? So what'd y'all get? Okay. So we've dealt with our trade discount. Now we need to think about the end of month, and I'll just write out what we decided earlier. How do I want to write this? Let's see, Intel how about this? How about invoice? Invoice dated July 23rd, which is before the 25th of the month. Oh, a period there or what? I don't know. Period, I guess. Month. Intel, how about qualifies for 2% cash discount if invoice is paid before the 10th of the following month. Which is, let's see, July, that'll be August the 10th. Intel pays August the what? 5th. So Intel gets the 2% discount. It's a long way over there. Let me fix that too. Discount. Okay, let me roll this up where I got more room. So what we're going to do now is 2%. Yep. We have a lot of 2% today. I'm going to change that on the real test. Have a little variation there. 2% converted into a decimal is 0.02. The complement is 1 minus 0.02, or our friend 0.98. So the amount Intel pays is going to be 8,400 times 0.98 calculator times and notice with this calculator all I had to do is hit the multiplication and it brings down to 8,400. $82.32. And let me make a copy of that. Okay. Y'all okay? Yeah, is that right? I guess we got ragweed and every other nasty thing. I'm having trouble too. Everybody okay? Well, that's all I got. The sun's shining, by the way, which we haven't had for a few days. I like the cool weather, but I also like, a little bit of cheer. It's getting that way. All right, I'll see y'all Tuesday. Bring your notes, etc. Book if you think that'll help. Calculator, pencil, things like that. Okay?